idea for you for a great night in over the weekend when you can't go out to any restaurants. You know why? Coronavirus, you have to stay home. And I agree with ScoMo, the guy with the lovely hair, or the lack thereof it, that you should stay home and not go out and cough all over everyone around the place. You should stay home and cook with your wife. And what you should do, you should try a little drop of some French rosé. Bloody French rosé, I don't know what that is, but my wife, she told me I should try it, so we're going to give it a try. Apparently, it goes very well with corned beef and potatoes and cabbage. I don't really know where that comes from, but you can't go against your wife because she said you should try it, so I should give her some over there. She's the cameraman if you didn't know, so we'll give this a try. Cheers. Oh, cheers. Let's give it a shot. Well, you know, it's not Guinness or a good Irish whiskey, but I can drink it. Tastes alright. You know, not bad. So, I better try it again just to make sure that it's alright. Oh yeah, the bloody French know what they're doing, I'll tell you that right now. Okay, so we're going to make a corned beef. Some people call it silver side. I don't know why that is, because it's not silver. Who knows? I call it corned beef because we fed the beef on corn. That's why it's called corned beef. I don't know that either, but it sounded about right, so that's what I thought I'd say. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to cook it in the slow cooker over there. I might put it first on a bit of pressure cooking to make it a bit faster, but I'll talk about that later. Okay, so I prepared all these things a bit earlier because I don't want you to stay on the video forever on the YouTube, you know. So I've cut up some potatoes and some onions, a few shallots over here. Normally you'd put some carrots in there, but I went out in the garden to get the carrots and the bloody rabbits had taken all the carrots, so I had no carrots. So I got potatoes and some onions there and some cabbage. We put the cabbage in later, I'll tell you about that later on. So in here, have a look at this here. Look here in the pot. Yeah, looks a little bit like dirt. Looks like dirt, but it's not dirt. If you're here, you can smell it. It's delicious. It's not dirt. So in here, you got some ginger. Here, ginger. I ground that up and put a little ginger in there. And then I cheated a bit here because I bought all this from the shop because my garden, it's a bit cold here at the moment in Ireland. So all the garden's it's a bit damp. Oh, that's sorry about that. Scotland. I'm from Scotland, not Ireland. Don't worry about that. No diddly-die potatoes for me. So we put a few mustard seeds in there. Let's put a bit of ginger powder in there also because I like that. Some black peppercorns. Put some black peppercorns in here. If you don't know what this is, it's called a mortar and pestle. We used to bash people with it back in the old days, but now we grind up spices. Put a little cinnamon in it. Bit of cinnamon. Allspice. I think that's from China. Allspice. But I don't know. So don't worry. Don't send me any messages about being politically incorrect or anything like that. I don't think it's from Wuhan, but I think it's probably from China somewhere. But I don't know about that. Here, crushed red pepper. Put oil. Cheers for that. Huh? The cameraman just took a drink, so should I. So, crushed red peppers. Put those in there. So that's all that. And then apple cider vinegar. I like to put a little of this because it makes it a bit the pickling juice when you put it in the pan. I'll show you that in a minute. So what we do, we put all that in here, and you have to use the mortar and the pestle to grind it up because you don't want big chunks of peppercorns in there. Oh, and each one has about 2 tablespoons. Sorry, the producers told me I have to tell you how much goes in there. Otherwise no one knows what I'm cooking. So you drop all that in there like that. Put it in here. Never put soap in your pestle. Or your mortar, whatever this one's called. I think it's the pestle. You don't put soap in there, otherwise you ruin it. You ruin it. And then it tastes like something the English cooked. Don't do that. Again, don't send me any messages about saying things bad about the English, alright? Okay, I'm gonna go over here. We'll get a little whisk like that. And we'll mix this up. You know what this is called? It's called the pickling liquid. The pickling liquid. I read that online. I'll go mix that up like that. Delicious. Now here we got the pot. The pot goes here in there later on. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take all my potatoes that I prepared earlier and I'm gonna drop them in the bottom of the pan like that. Alright? Just chuck them in. You don't even have to make it very fancy, you just drop them in the bottom. And then take some carrots. And I like to put little shallots, you know why? Because I like the flavor. It's very good flavor that goes in there. Have a look at that now. Look at that. If I had a Guinness instead of this bloody stuff, I could eat that right now, like that, just not right there. That'd be amazing. Could eat that. So put it in like that. Now over here, as you can see, got a lovely piece of corned beef, Silverside. Looks delicious, like that. I like to season it before I put it in. So, grab a little salt and pepper. Get a nice hit of pepper like that. Oh, salt, not pepper. Then, some good pepper on top. Like it. You know the other thing I like to do, because this Schmart's International Kitchen is quite fancy, not like my house back in bloody Scotland. It's got some stuff here, it's called pink salt. Have a look at it. It's pink. You know why they call it pink salt? Because it's pink. That's all I know. So I like to just put a bit of that in the pot like that. Because, why not? Put that back over here. Don't want to make a mess. Now, I take this now, flip it over. Make sure that you've got no plastic left from the shop when you bought it from Coles. Coles, they got the best corned beef in all of Australia. Give me a call, Coles, if you want me to go online and spruik your meat because it's the best. So, and if not, maybe it came from Richie's or somewhere else, I don't know. Here we Coles, that's probably where I got it. Okay, so I'll give it a bit of pepper and a bit of salt, like that. Now, you take the corned beef and you sit it on top of your potatoes, like that, and your onions. Have a look at that. In there now. You know, you have to put the fat side up. Up. You know why? Because I read it on Martha Stewart's website. She said put the fat side up, so I did, because Martha Stewart's the best cook in the history of the planet. Even when she went to prison, she still cooked fantastic. Oh, you know, probably the second best cook, other than Gordon Ramsay. He's probably my favorite. I've got a bit of a man crush on Gordon, I did. So, have a bit here. Oh, cheers, cameraman. Hello. Delicious. Now, here we go. Watch this. So now, we've got our pickling liquid. We put it in the water. Mix it up. Come a bit closer, if you can still walk after all that wine. Dip it in here over your Silverside, like that. Now, here's the important part about this now. As you can see, not quite enough water in there. So we need to get a bit more water. Fill it up here, maybe 4 more cups, because you want to have the water about halfway up your Silverside. Like that. And then here, pour it in. Got all those lovely spices. Dip it in like that. Oh, that looks fantastic. I like it. Throw that away. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to take this one. Stick it right in there in that fabulous crock pot. crock pot. I don't know who makes it. Maybe someone from Croc and they're a bit potty. Not too sure. But crock pot, put it in there. Turn it on. And I know what we're going to do now. I need to cook it on high in the crock pot for about 4 hours. So it's pretty hard to figure out these crock pots if you've never done it before. Because I think Mr. Croc was not so potty after all. Because he wrote everything down here. Right? So you just put slow cook like that. Click high. And then put it on 4 hours. Start. Fantastic. It's that easy. And now, in 4 hours, what we do, I'm going to take here a lovely cabbage. I'm just going to roughly slice the cabbage like that. Because you know what goes the best with corned beef? Cabbage. Cabbage. That's why they call it corned beef and cabbage. So, hang on. Let's go. A quick cheers. I'll give a little wine to the cameraman because he's getting a bit shaky. So I'll take that up like that. And we'll say here's to the cabbage in the corned beef. Cheers to the cabbage. And bugger you bloody carrot stealing rabbits out there in Ireland. So, back here, that's what we do. We chop the cabbage like that. A bit rustic. You know, rustic. It's a bit rough, just like us. So you cut it a bit rough like that, and you're going to keep it here. Throw that over here, the magic sink, and then we keep that for 4 hours on the side. And in 4 hours we take the lid off there, we put in the cabbage and leave it for 45 minutes. And in 45 minutes you take it out, you've got the most amazing corned beef and cabbage. So, what I'll say to you right now is, I'm going to go and finish the wine so I can drink something good. Actually, it's pretty good. So I'm going to finish the wine and I'm going to come back later and I'm going to show you how to make a lovely white sauce to go with the cabbage and the corned beef. You need peppers and flour and water and you mix it up and some salt. It's amazing. So I'll show you that after, how to make the white sauce for the corned beef. And then I'll show you what it all happens later when we take it out of the pan, or Mr. Pot's crock over there. And then we'll show you how it all works and how you eat it with a fork. Okay, we'll see you later on for part 2.